We're told so much of who to be, how to be it, what to do, how to dress, how to act, what to eat, what to say, all of these things that there's so much noise around us that we start to go against the voice in our head. We start to go against our instinct and that gut feeling that we have. So there's a video I'm going to share with everyone, and I had to go through so many videos to find this one clip that summarized it amazingly. So we're going to play that and then I'll be right back. You guys want to see it? Here, let me show you guys. Let me flip my camera.
The eggs are hatched and they are born on land and they are buried beneath the sand by the mother leaves. After they gestate and they finally break out of the shell, the first thing, without any training, any background, any experience, or anybody to guide them, the first thing they do is turn to the water. Because instinctively, they know that they were created to be in the water. What do you do instinctively? What is your sweet spot? And when you flow in it, it is natural to you. And a lot of us have been crammed into positions for which we have been trained, but we don't have the instinct. And if you don't have the instinct, you will not be as prosperous as you could be. And sometimes, conversely, if you have the instinct, you can hire the intellect. Come on, somebody. Come on, somebody. And we have been trained to know how to do something, but not the why of it. Not the why of it. The people who know the why hire the people who know the how. And so what I'm trying to do is train so that we can reproduce after our own kind. Because you broke rules to be who you are. You broke rules to be who you were. And in the book, I talk about a lion raised in captivity. Has never been in the wild. All of his experiences have been in the cage. If all of his experiences have been in the cage, and that would be his natural habitat to him, then why do they lock the cage? They lock the cage because even though his experiences do not validate it, his instincts tell him there's something else out there. And the reason so many of us are frustrated today is that we are pacing around in the cage of a job or a life or a situation that has limited us. We may not have the background for it, we may not have the training for it, but our instincts tell us, I belong out there. I belong out there.
Okay, I don't know about y'all, but I get the feeling that we belong out there and not in here. I know Sam Foster heard that message. A lion raised in captivity is all that it knows. If it's raised in captivity, it's raised in a cage, why do they lock it up? Because they know that that lion has an instinct telling him there's better out there, that he belongs out there. They're afraid of its potential. They're afraid of its potential. You weren't born to live in a cage or in a cubicle. You were born to be out there. You were given instinct and intellect. And there's a quote that TD Jakes says that's one of my favorite quotes. If you're writing, take notes, write this down. Intellect will load the gun, but instinct will pull the trigger. Ooh, Dave, I know you felt that when I saw that. Intellect will load the gun, but instinct will pull the trigger. You can have all the information in the world. You can have every single piece of knowledge there is on this industry. You can have every piece of information on this business, but until you don't have that instinct, until you don't follow it, you ain't gonna pull the trigger. You were born to fly, not to just stay on the ground with your wings. You were born to create, to think, to become, to multiply, to make an impact. You were put here to live a life full of love, abundance, experiences, memories, not just to pay bills, work, and die. And your instincts are telling you that there's more out there, outside of the cage, than what we've been brought up in. But what do? We suppress that feeling. This industry is outside the cage. This business is outside the cage. Wealth is outside the cage. This business is where you can have a global business. And I don't think a lot of people understand this until they actually start getting paid in different currencies. This business is where you can have a global business on your phone. This right here is not a phone. This is a freaking ATM machine. This is an ATM machine. Sam Foster got it. I don't even ask my husband. I'm like, can you bring me my ATM machine? I start claiming it. I don't even say phone anymore. Can you bring my ATM machine? And then he says, which one? Because I got 3 phones now, okay? He said, which one? And because one of them is free. That's just besides the point, okay? You can make money from all over the world in different currencies. You can make residual income on a cell phone, from a cell phone, and help other people around the world doing it. Another thing that I want to talk about is being who you really are, not who you have to be. And I know we've talked a lot about being authentic, especially, Julian and I, we go back and forth when it comes to social media about, just being yourself. Just being yourself. But it takes courage to be yourself because a lot of people don't even know who they really are. Who are you really? Who are you at the core? Who is Ishmael? Who is Luisan? Who is Fetty? Who is Ishmael? Who is Luann? Who's Belinda? Who's Sensational? Who's Sam? Who's Pat Robinson? Who's Catherine? Who's Janice? Who's Akiko? Who's Marie? Harrison? Mary? Dave? Who are you at the core? Because until you don't know who you are at the core, how are you ever going to be yourself? It takes courage to be yourself. Why do you think so many people act a certain way around a certain group of people and they change the way they dress or look or what they eat depending on who they're with? Because they don't really know who they are and they don't trust that instinct that they have. To truly be yourself and not care about what others think and say, because those people that are saying stuff are just too scared to do what you're doing. They're being casual about life. Let me tell you something. Everybody listening to my voice right now, you're not casual about life. You're trying to do something about your life. And there's a quote by Les Brown that's one of my favorites. He says, don't be casual about life or you'll end up a casualty. I see the faces. I know y'all cut that. Look, within an acorn sleeps an oak tree. Within an apple, I would have brought an apple. I have an apple. Within an apple sleeps an orchard. But in order to get to its true potential, which is the seed, what do you have to get past? You got to get past the peel, the skin. You got to get past the meat of the apple. That's the only time when you actually get down to its core of what it is. That seed is full of potential. But understand, if I take out an apple seed and I just put it on my countertop, is it going to grow? No, it's not going to grow. In order for a seed to grow, it has to be concealed with dirt. Listen to this part very, very carefully. Don't mistake being planted for being buried. They both look the same. They both look the same. Don't mistake being planted for being buried. One is to create life and the other one is once life is over, but they look the same. And the good thing about here is you get to choose. You get to choose if you're being planted or you're being buried. Every single day, if you wake up, you have another chance. You messed up yesterday, okay. You said something you shouldn't have said to somebody, okay. You didn't call that person, okay. You didn't respond to the 5 million messages you got, okay. Start today. Are you being planted or are you being buried? And the choice is yours. Because remember the story about the mule, when an old man and a mule were walking and the mule started getting weak and he fell into a hole when they were walking. And the old man looked over, he go, where'd my mule go? And the mule's in the hole. But the old man didn't have the strength to get him out. And he said, you know what? He's old anyway, let me just leave him there. So they started shoveling dirt on him. Because they thought he was down. They thought he was dying. They thought he was dead. They started shoveling dirt on him. And they put some more dirt. And the mule was just screaming and hollering. He's like, bro, I'm not dead. I'm alive. They started putting more dirt on him. You know what the mule did? He shook it off. And he stepped up on the dirt. They put some more dirt on him. What'd he do? He shook it off. and he put another foot forward. They put some more, shook it off all the way until he got to the top and he got out of that hole. They thought they were burying him. But in reality, he needed that dirt to step on. Are you using your dirt to step on? Are you using your dirt to grow? Because let me tell you something. You ain't being buried. You're being planted. You're being planted. What happens after you get planted? You start to sprout. You get water, sunshine, you start to sprout. Third thing I want to talk about, and this is my final part. You got to find people with your rhythm. There was another video by TD Jakes. I can send it on in the groups later if you guys want. But he talks about finding people with your rhythm. And what does that mean? Finding people in alignment with what you're doing. And I know Mr. Julian Lewis talked about this before. Finding people that are in alignment with your mission. This isn't for everyone. And what does Sam Foster say? I don't want everybody, but I'm looking for somebody. TD Jakes talks about heart cells. Heart cells have a rhythm before they come together to form one beat. They're beating separately, and then they come together to form a heart. We're creating a heart. We're creating a heart that has one beat. Look, I don't care if you're from Yale or from jail. I don't care about what you did in the past, but what are you gonna do in the future? All I wanna know is if you're willing, coachable, and hungry. Do you wanna do this or not? Do you wanna have a better future or not? Are you willing or not? Sam Foster, again, what does he say? I'm not looking for everybody, but I'm looking for somebody. I'm looking for those heart cells that are already beating separately. They're just looking for other heart cells to connect to form a heart. Write this down. Alignment equals acceleration. The more aligned you are, the faster you're going to go. Have you noticed that? In a marriage, in a family, in a relationship, in a friendship, if you're not aligned with that person, you going far or no? You ain't going far. What do they say? If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. You got to have alignment. Everybody needs to have the same mission, the same end goal. Yeah, there's different little goals you want to make. Some people want 10,000, 20,000, 50, 100, whatever it is. People have different goals, but the mission is the same, to help other people get out of the cage because there's something better out there. I'm looking for the dreamers, the believers, the creators. The people that believe that there's something better out there, not in the cage where they're at. The people who want a better future, who are willing to do what it takes. They're not afraid of work. They're wanting to grow. And growth is so uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. It's not a walk in the park. When you got to make a phone call that you don't want to make, it's uncomfortable. When you got to watch some videos and they say something that hits you and you're like, oh crap, that's me. And you don't want to admit it. The people that want to be around positive people, the people that have a future in common, not just a common past. Someone that wants to be the best version of themselves and keep going to the next level, not just stay stuck where they're at, not just to get stuck in high school, drinking on the weekends, partying on the weekends. No. The people that aren't afraid to do what they're going to say. The people that aren't afraid of what other people are going to say. The people that aren't afraid of judgment. The people that are okay with being someone like a Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos or Warren Buffett, Robert Kiyosaki, Bill Gates, Al Thomas. Someone who's okay with being told that they're crazy. You know why? Because in the end, it's the ones who are crazy enough to believe that they can change the world that usually do. And every single person on this call, y'all crazy. Y'all crazy, okay? There's something better out there. There's something in your gut telling you, you gotta do this. There's something in your gut, deep down, you know when it's right, that you just gotta go for it. And a lot of times we try to suppress that instinct. We try to push it down when that's the universe's way, that's God's way of telling you to keep going. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be uncomfortable. You're going to have to maybe learn new skills that you didn't think you needed or learn new skills that you didn't want. Skills pay the bills. Stop suppressing the instinct, and remember, intellect can load the gun, but instinct will pull the trigger. What's up? It's your girl Tasha Q. Thanks so much for watching that video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow, do all the things that there is to do, and share this video with someone that you think needs to hear the message. And remember, for daily inspiration, make sure you're following It's Tasha Q on Instagram. We'll see you in the next video.